le Meet Glass, pour tout vous dire, c'est un événement qu'on a organisé à la suite de notre activité. Donc nous, évidemment, on est passionnés des Google Glass, Joss et moi. Donc moi, je traite le sujet sur Internet depuis plus d'1 an maintenant. C'est vraiment un sujet qui me passionne, la technologie en général et encore plus le wearable computing. Donc quand j'ai vu la vidéo du Project Glass, ça m'a tout de suite interpellé. Et donc voilà, on va vous en dire plus quand elle aura fini de descendre les escaliers, parce que la voilà. Mademoiselle Chara Kelley. Hey, how was it? Cool.
Okay, Glass. Take a picture. Very nice.
Donc la demoiselle nous vient spécialement d'Alabama pour nous voir et nous faire une petite présentation de ses Google Glass et de comment elle marche et de ses usages. Qu'est-ce qu'elle en fait, à quoi ça sert, est-ce que c'est très limité encore ou pas, sachant que c'est un prototype. Donc on va voir tout ça au long de la soirée et vous allez pouvoir essayer le petit bijou. Donc on va pouvoir commencer. Donc, pour ceux qui savent pas, je suppose que tout le monde sait, mais on sait jamais, on va faire un petit rappel. Les Google Glass sont un dispositif tête haute. Contrairement à ce qu'on pourrait penser, ce ne sont pas des dispositifs à réalité augmentée. Pourquoi ? Parce qu'un dispositif à réalité augmentée est un dispositif qui va venir rajouter ou enlever des objets ou des éléments dans votre vision directement. Donc c'est un premier point. Vraiment, les glaces, comme vous pouvez le voir, il y a un prisme. On doit regarder dans le prisme pour voir, et quand on regarde droit devant, on voit tout simplement pas l'écran. Donc voilà. Donc Monsieur Sergey Brin, qui est cofondateur de Google, qui est père du projet et qui s'en occupe vraiment à fond. Donc nous sommes Human Glass, Joss et moi. Donc j'ai ouvert Lunettes Google il y a un peu plus d'1 an, où on traite d'actualité sur les Google Glass, le wearable computing, la vidéo, les photos, tous les usages un peu possibles et inimaginables. Et quand Joss m'a rejoint sur le projet il y a de ça 2 mois, on a décidé d'aller un peu plus loin et de créer GlassStories.com, qui est un site où nous répertorions des interviews que nous faisons de Glass Explorer, comme Chara, et donc on les interviewe en américain via Google Hangout, et ils sont tous très très sympas, ils ont tous des usages très différents de leurs glaces, donc ça lui fait plaisir parce qu'elle aime et elle adore même présenter ses glaces et montrer comment elles marchent. Donc nous y voilà. Comment va se dérouler la soirée ? La soirée va se dérouler en 3 temps. Un premier temps où on va vous parler de ce qu'on a fait ce week-end. Donc on a visité Paris avec les glaces, pris des photos, des vidéos, rencontré des gens qui ont voulu essayer l'appareil. Ensuite, Chara va vous parler elle-même des usages qu'elle a des glaces au quotidien, et de qui elle est et des choses comme ça. Et enfin, vous pourrez poser vos questions et elle y répondra volontiers, je suppose. À moins que ce soit personnel, mais je pense pas. Et donc, et après ça, quelque chose vous pourrez boire et manger, et tout ça, et essayer les glaces, surtout, parce que c'est aussi pour ça que vous êtes là, je suppose. Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait de notre week-end ? On s'est baladé dans un peu tout Paris. On a pu prendre des photos. Donc ça, c'est une photo qui a été prise par les glaces aux Galeries Lafayette, pour ceux qui n'ont pas reconnu. On s'est baladé et puis on a surtout croisé des gens qui nous ont poursuivis dans tout le magasin en nous disant ouais, c'est les Google Glass ça, est-ce que je peux essayer Et donc Chara fait tester ses glaces. Les gens sont toujours assez surpris, c'est très marrant de voir leur réaction. On s'est donc rendu sur plusieurs lieux phares comme la pyramide du Louvre. On n'a pas pu visiter parce qu'on n'avait pas le temps, mais on a aussi fait donc la place Vendôme. Ce jour-là, ce week-end, c'était les journées du patrimoine. Donc le ministère de la Justice était ouvert, il y avait la queue et on a pu aller aborder des gens leur demandant est-ce que vous connaissez les Google Glass ? Et ils nous ont dit ah non, on connaît pas. Ils ont voulu essayer aussi, donc ça a été plusieurs sessions comme ça. Tout ça, c'est des photos prises avec les glaces. Notre-Dame, un tour de bateau-mouche. Bon, il pleuvait, donc c'était pas forcément idéal, mais Voilà. Ensuite, on est allé donc. Il est partout, c'est Men in Black. On est allé donc au marché Saint-Eustache pour voir le monsieur qui nous fournit le champagne ce soir, qui est pas encore arrivé mais qui devrait arriver, pour le goûter, le faire goûter à Chara et surtout rencontrer tout un tas de gens comme Mathieu qui ont essayé les glaces. Et donc tout le monde était très enthousiaste. Il y a des gens vraiment qu'on connaissait pas qui nous ont abordés. Est-ce qu'on peut tester? Encore une fois, je le répète parce que c'était vraiment récurrent pendant tout le week-end. Les gens nous abordent et les gens sont vraiment intéressés quand ils connaissent. Sinon, les gens ne nous abordent pas ou nous regardent d'un air un peu bizarre. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont sur les yeux? Mais donc voilà. Alors, le nombre de fois où on s'est fait aborder, on peut dire que ça doit être, disons, une petite quinzaine de fois. Ouais, une petite quinzaine, et après, il y a des gens qu'on avait invités à tester les glaces et tout ça. Donc, on a fait tester les glaces, oui, une bonne trentaine de fois à des personnes différentes. Des gens qui nous ont abordés. Il y a beaucoup de gens timides, et il y a beaucoup de gens, surtout, qui connaissent pas. Donc, on croise et qui font même pas attention. Donc ça, voilà. Donc, vous pouvez voir, en fait, ce que Chara voit quand elle a ses glaces sur le nez et qu'elle utilise la fonction GPS des glaces. Donc on était dans le quartier vers les Halles et on lui a dit maintenant qu'on y est, tu vas nous faire aller jusqu'à la Tour Eiffel en utilisant le GPS des glaces. C'est ce qu'on a fait, ça a très bien marché parce que c'est un outil qui est très très performant et donc voilà, on est donc arrivé à la Tour Eiffel. Comme toute Américaine qui avait jamais vu Paris, elle a été émerveillée. Même moi, je suis parisien depuis petit et je suis encore émerveillé de la voir. On s'est donc ensuite rendu sur la place des droits de l'homme, où il y avait une manifestation pour un mouvement roumain. Et là, Chara, courageusement, s'est avancée vers la foule et a levé le poing, et a pris des photos et des vidéos avec ses glaces. C'était marrant, on l'a filmé de loin. Donc ça, c'est encore une photo prise avec les glaces, bien sûr. Les Champs-Élysées, qu'elle a trouvé merveilleux, suivi de l'Arc de Triomphe. Et puis voilà, donc je vais la laisser vous parler d'elle parce qu'elle sait mieux que moi qui elle est et vous présenter ses glaces et tout ça. Donc je lui laisse la parole.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chara, and I'm from Alabama in the United States. And I was able to receive the Google Glasses through the hashtag #IfIHadGlass. I saw it on CNN News, and I entered the contest on Twitter. The rules were 50 words, including spaces, and the hashtag, or less, if I had glass. And you finish the sentence, which mine was. I could see clearly now, because the hashtag was like 13 things by itself, characters by itself. So, and that's what I actually won with. There was one more explorer that said, I could see differently now. And they too won the glass, and that was off Twitter. And then I entered on Google Plus with, I would be the queen of technology, and I won with that as well. So I won 2 out of the 8,000, but I was only able to get 1. So that's cool too. But that's my background with the contest and how I was able to get the glass. And when we won the contest, Google told us from a message in the sky after like 6 weeks of waiting to see who won that contest, and the message just dropped from the sky. You have been asked to enter into the project Glass. Now it's been changed to Google Glass. So when I got that message dropped from the sky, I had a heart attack, of course. And then 3 days later, I got another message on Twitter, too. So it was double exciting to win the contest. And then we had to wait another 2 months before we were asked to come to pick up the glass. And the explorers were asked to either drive or fly on the East Coast or the West Coast. So we were able to choose either location. I chose California, so that's where I went out to Google headquarters, and Google headquarters is amazing. It looks like Big Brother in there. They have life-size chess table games and chairs from the sky and gardens and all kinds of things, but it was very neat. And they asked that you bring a S4, the newest one, or a HTC. Glass does work on the Apple product, but not well at all. And so that's how come I ended up with the S4. I'm an Apple person, so I had the iPhone. So now I have 2 phones. But yeah, it works really well. Yeah, it's been wild. But when I went out to pick up the Glass, they downloaded the My Glass app, which I'll show you about that. And that's where you have your apps for Glass. Glass automatically comes with like 5 or 6 apps: New York Times, CNN, Tumblr, Path, things like that. But if you're not participating in those apps, you just turn them off. And I'll also show you that. And that's also where you put the explorers who are developing apps, because Glass, when you win Glass, you win the API. So you're able to develop for Glass if you choose, and which I have. I have glassoki.com, and it has a landing page. And the idea is to do karaoke through, your eye. But if you would like, I can show you real quickly what Glass has on it. This part here is the battery. Right now, Glass is getting too hot. So that will have to be fixed before it goes into the market. It's not burning hot, but it's about like a heating pad. So if you try Glass, you will feel that heat, but it's okay. It's not going to burn you, and that will be fixed. Inside the battery is the bone density. This piece right here connects with your temple. And anytime something's going on inside Glass, it will give you a little ding and a little ping. And you're like, what's going on? It could be a text message, a Gmail, or if you're subscribed to CNN or New York Times, it will also display what's going on right then. And what's neat about that, if you subscribe to the New York Times or the CNN through Glass, it will ask you, do you want 1 notification of news or 19? It'll go from 1 to 19. So that way you're not constantly, getting these cards through your Glass about news and things like that. And I'll show you that as well. And you can turn it off in there as well inside the My Glass app. But the front piece here is a crystal. That's your camera. And also it displays your 5 lines of information on a card. And that is supposed to be the size or equivalent to a 25-inch TV, 8 feet away. So that's how that is projected through here. On the end is a mirror leaf. And my mirror leaf got messed up on Saturday in the rain. So that too will have to be fixed. Glass is waterproof, but it's not swimming and bathing proof. And at this point, with the rainproof, it messed up my crystal. So it's obviously not rainproof yet either. Google's really great. There are several explorers who have broken their Glass. For instance, when you pick up Glass, you're given a case like this. And this case is a death trap for Glass. It has literally snapped all the, not all, but a lot of the explorers' glasses. But you just mail it off to Google, and Google will replace it with a complete new Glass, and you can choose a different color. There's 5 colors. This one is Team Tangerine, hashtag. And there's Team Sky, which is blue, a really nice color. Team Cotton, which is white. Team Charcoal, which is black. And Team Shell, which is gray. So those are the 5 colors that are available currently for Glass. The nose piece here, because many people have different size noses, it will adjust so you can see the screen. And it's really cool. The Glass itself is made out of titanium. So it's very durable titanium, minus that sack. And it's very light. Most of the people at Google wear it just like this. And the reason is because you can't feel it. Sometimes I'm like, where's my Glass? There it is. So I think we're on Google search about the colors. But, yeah, so that's really, neat that you would think you can feel it, but you can't feel it. If you put the 2 lenses that it comes with in there, of course you feel like you have a pair of glasses that are on your face. It comes with a clear lens and a tinted dark lens. So, and it just snaps in here in the front, which is kind of neat. Under here is where you charge Glass. Glass comes with a special cable The reason is because that's where all of our updates are fed through that cable. Glass works off tethering, Bluetooth, and of course Wi-Fi. So, and that's the purpose of the tethering, is so you'll always have a hotspot or you'll have Wi-Fi available. And there's where you would charge it. And when you do an update, we get one a month. And Glass is so much better after the update. And they call them XE9 is where we're at right now. They started with XE7, 8, and now we're at 9. And the last update was just last week. There were 5 new additions added to the Glass, which is a music search, being able to watch YouTube, a remote control for Glass through your cell phone, and there's a help app that they added to get quicker access to customer service if you need it. So, and I myself love Glass. I wear it every day. When I first picked it up in California and got into the airport, I found myself going to walls to try to see what I see. You might have to go on the batteries for you. Yeah, that's another thing about Glass. If you use it a lot, it will kill the battery. So hopefully they will do another, I guess the cord for Glass is in the other bag. Yeah. Glass, of course, is an Android product. It doesn't work, very well with Apple, as I said. But, yeah, is this going? What's really great about Glass is the GPS. The GPS is only up there in your eye when you need it, when you need to turn or when you need to make a function. And when you activate GPS, it asks you, are you in a car? Are you walking? Or are you on a bicycle? So it will GPS any of the 3. The other feature they added last week for the upgrade is the vignette, which is, we call it a picture in a picture. And it will allow you to do 2 functions at one time, which he was showing that we had the GPS up and we were taking a picture. So it's really multi-functioning now, with multitasking and things like that. So that's really cool. A lot of people buy it, or not buy it, but a lot of the explorers say they love it just for the GPS. And yeah, it's just a really great GPS. But it will do anything your computer or your cell phone will do. The internet, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, it does it. Texting, Gmails, and then you have all these apps which are really cool too that are coming out. So last week they started an app called OK Glass, Save a Life, which is going to teach CPR through the Glass. So that's still working stages of development, of course, but Glass's ideas and uses for it is unlimited. We have several explorers who are doctors. They've already performed surgeries. A lot of the EMTs, which are your paramedics and your emergency rescue responders, as far as firemen and policemen and the people on the ambulance, they are loving Glass because obviously they need their hands free. And that's what I think is the most benefit for Glass, is to be hands free and not have to have the GPS in your hand or not have to have a cell phone. And I really think if they do a cellular connection, it should replace the cell phone. So that's kind of cool too. But, do y'all have any questions? The battery, all the explorers have asked them to add this piece of the battery, another one on this side. Glass only takes 45 minutes to charge at 100%. I think that may be why it's losing, battery power, because it's only charging in 45 minutes. But it typically lasts 5 hours or so. It just depends on how many videos you've done, how many photos you've taken, and what you're actively doing with the Glass. So, and inside the Glass here, it says made at the Google headquarters in California. So it's probably handmade, kind of like a Mercedes. I believe Germany, the country of Germany, you cannot just video and take pictures of people, but I'm not sure what would happen if you did as, a tourist and take a picture inside the airport or out in the city. The privacy issue. Yeah. There was an explorer who developed an app for when you walk in the room, facial recognition. And that was a huge app company that developed that app. And when you walk in a room, like for instance in here with glass on, it will pull up who's on your Facebook, who you went to high school with, who's on your Twitter account, how you know them, everything. Well, the government said, no, this is privacy problem. So that app was trashed. They can't use that app. But Glass is being made special facial recognition for the police and the military, which means if we're in a crowd right now and I'm an officer with Glass, I could say, hey, she's got warrants, and just walk up to her and arrest her and detain her and take her to jail, and she doesn't even know why. But it's because it came up with the facial recognition that there's a problem. So that's the only people that can use facial recognition is the military and the police. So I told Google they need to charge extra for those glasses, you know? But yeah, that's kind of cool.
What is the quality of the pictures and videos you take with the glasses, and what is the format you have at the end?
The pictures are amazing. Just from what you see when we went out and did the Eiffel Tower, we shared these pictures yesterday, and I had at least over 50 messages of how people's never been to Paris, but through Glass, they've seen Paris now. And so I think, yeah, the quality of the pictures are amazing. As far as megapixels, I think it's like 5. So, and all of your photos and videos are backed up on your Google Plus account through an auto backup. So if you're not able to share the picture right then, you didn't lose it, because Glass has a timeline of 100 cards. So say I take a picture today and I didn't share it anywhere, it can be pushed out. But it's not gone forever. It's going to be in your auto backup on your Google account. And Glass is operated by Google, not me. So if I take a picture of Valentine, I must share it somewhere on the internet and go pull it off of there for it to be my picture. And the glasses are activated through the Gmail account. So that's how Google is able to stay in control of the glass and how we use it. As an explorer, we were asked not to go to the casinos or do any kind of porno, or they would turn off the glass. So, and actually right now on eBay are 3 glass who are just a piece of titanium, because what I was told, they went to the casino. So Google has disactivated their glass, and it's bringing $8,000 for just the titanium frame. Yeah, and we signed a contract with Google that we would not sell glass. We can't sell glass, or they'll turn it off and you'll have a $1,500 piece of titanium, because we had to pay $1,500 plus the taxes for the glass, which is why it's only open to the United States, because of the tax purposes.
I have a couple of questions about the display. How do you find its size? Is it big enough, small enough? I mean, can you choose a position, or to what extent is it too far or not?
The distance of glass is perfect. It's 5 lines. So if you get an email that may be obviously more than 5 lines, it's going to read you the 5 lines, and you tap glass and it'll read you the rest of the email. But the way they've got it set up, I can't control or adjust that. But it's perfect. It's right where it needs to be. It's, like I said, it's supposed to be a 25-inch TV 8 feet away. So, yeah, it's not a problem. It doesn't bother you at all. You get used to glass. When I first got it, I took it off because I was doing this, and it was giving me a headache. So I just put it away, and then I found that I left it. So if you purchase glass, you must, treat it like a new pet in the house and give it an opportunity to get used to you, and you get used to it and how to control it. Because glass works off of tapping, swiping down, and swiping front or back. This is the only way to control glass. So, and I know a few weeks ago they done the YouTube update, and they made the cards start sliding on YouTube. That's because it's getting ready to fit with glass. And a lot of the apps are now going to the cards and the sliding. So it's pretty cool.
And the second question is about contrast. How do they take care of it? I mean, if the place where the display is very shiny, is very white, what happens? I mean, is there a problem, or do they put some contrasting? How does it work?
Currently, glass does not have any contrasting or zooming or anything to make the picture perfect for you. You just have to recognize that you're in the light, and you'll have to adjust your lighting. But I'm sure the next update or when glass comes available, it will have a contrast and a zoom and a flash. Because really, glass, you can't take any pictures or videos at night. It comes up black. So that's a problem too.
Wanted to ask you a question about controlling the glass. We are now all aware of this OK glass, take a picture, do this, do that. Is it a big problem for you to say this 50 times a day, or do you prefer to control your glass just through gestures?
Glass, myself, I speak to glass. When we first were told about the token, OK Glass, they kind of teased us and told us we can choose our own token, Superwoman or whatever you want to call glass. But no, when we picked up glass, it's OK Glass. And if he has glass on, I can go up to him and, OK Glass, take a picture. I can control glass for him. And so that's going to have to be fixed too. They call it glass bombing, to run up to somebody and make their glass take a picture. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Depends, yeah. But glass works great. You have to say what she wants you to say. So when you say, OK, glass, she's going to pull up a menu. It says Google. You want to say Google, search, how tall is the Eiffel Tower? So you have to be calm with glass, and you have to be slow with her. It also will come up with, OK, glass, take a picture, record a video, get directions to. If you change those words around, she won't understand you. She's programmed to know what it says on those menu options. And when you have glass on, you can scroll your head like this and choose through the menu that way. Or you can swipe through the menu and things like that. Yeah. No more questions? I'll fix her. She takes some getting used to. You got to know when to tap, when to swipe, how many fingers to use, when to go this way, when to go that way. But once you figure it out, it works smoothly. Just like I said, bringing an animal home that's new to your house. Once it knows what you want from it and it wants from you, the household is good, you know? So that's what makes it a smooth operation.
Hi. How immersive is the experience? Have you tried using glass with when doing something, you know, who takes like concentration? Like you have driving or cooking or doing, I don't know, knitting, anything, and has it disturbed you?
Glass, in fact, helps you because you have your hands now, you know, to do things. Google picked explorers from every walk of life. We have pilots and chefs and doctors, and they're all developing glass specific for what they do in their career. So it's actually an advantage in your life, especially if you're cooking. But what I've noticed online, the people who are doing cooking with glass is doing like a show to show you how to cook with glass. But it could be an advantage to be cooking in the kitchen and get your texting and your email, and that way your family's not mad that you're always on the computer or looking at your cell phone. Just tapping a little bit, you know. I'm not doing anything. So since I got glass, my family has not accepted glass very well. So, yeah. And I kind of thought about that before I picked up glass. I thought, how is it going to be in my life once glass comes home? So, for instance, my aunt's a nurse at the hospital, and she's like, you better keep glass away from my hospital. So, you know, I'm like, well, I didn't ask you, or, you know, I wasn't going there or anything, but she verbally found out I was bringing glass home, and she was like, don't come near the hospital, you know. And then my everyday family's like, would you stop with these devices and this computer stuff? And I'm like, it's on my face. What do you want, you know? So it's kind of hard to, you know, just like the pet at home, to get adapted to and used to it.
Hi. You said you started developing with glass. How has the experience been so far? Like, how does it work? How are you doing it?
For me, I have been flying out to Washington, D.C. That's where Google offers classes on glass and how to develop glassware. And you must get there at your own expense and attend the meetings at your own expense. But I'm excited about building apps, for glass. But as I'm not a developer, I have to team up with a developer. And when you get glass, you get its API. And you go into a special website and you invite the public or the developer in with you on the project. So it's been really amazing to try and get glassware developed. Basically, when you develop an app, you tell a story, and it must be very specific story as far as tapping, swiping, and your commands and what you're trying to accomplish or achieve with that app. So, yeah. An app, like I said, is made with cards. So it's kind of simple, but you need to be a coder in Java or Python, and then you need to kind of hack the system to make the API work because it's very limited. But there will be a SDK released and a GDK, and I'm sure there will be a ton of apps. When Apple opened, they had 5,000. Now they have over 1 million. I think we may have 30 right now, but maybe closer to 2015 there will be certainly a lot more things available for you to download on your glass. Glass is just 16 gig, and when I empty everything out into my computer, it's at 9 gig. So 6 gigs is used by all those apps and things. I think it needs to be 64 gig myself, So maybe it will one day.
Which apps would you dream to have to visit Paris today?
For Paris and the apps is the Field Trip app. Any place you go, you activate Field Trip, and it tells you the best restaurants, what to go take photos of, where to go see, and it even gives them stars, anywhere from 3 to 5 stars. So that's really nice, too, to help you and to let you know. And it tells you how far away it is. You can click on it, and it'll tell you how to get there through walking or a bicycle or a car. So it's really awesome to have that app on glass if you're on vacation or traveling, because it's going to tell you what the most important tourist spots are and restaurants are and things like that. So if you guys own a business, you want to make sure you get it online, because I believe that's where the ideas come from for the glass, for people to come and visit you when they are visiting your city. So we use Field Trip for that. Yeah, it works nicely.
One of my favorite questions I ask to explorers is the following. You've been traveling in Paris a lot, and maybe you have not followed the news recently, but let's say Google has just decided to stop this project, and Sergey or Eric Schmidt, they come here and they say, Chara, we take your glasses away, you get your money back. What is your reaction? What do you miss the most?
I trust Google if they want their glasses back and will give me my money back. I'm not sure about my tax money being refunded, so there might be an issue there. But, certainly. Yeah. They want them back, they can have them back. I mean, they're the boss. We work for them, and I respect that. And so, that's fine. But I definitely would miss glass because I'm used to it now, or used to her now. So, yeah, I would definitely miss everything about it because it's a part of my life. When I wake up in the morning, I put on my earrings, I put on my shoes, I put on my clothes, and I put on my glass, and there we go. Just like anyone else with a cell phone, no one ever leaves home without their cell phone. So I after a while, probably like a week, I started missing glass if I didn't have it on. So I like to keep it on. Yeah.
Ouais, c'est une des exploreurs qui en fait porte ses glaces toute la journée. Tout le monde le fait pas. La plupart des exploreurs, au contraire, ne les portent que quand ils en ont besoin, c'est-à-dire pour le GPS et d'autres choses comme ça. Il y a des gens en fait qui ont enlevé la partie en titanium qui est ici, et qui ont fixé en fait les glaces à leurs propres lunettes de vue, et donc qui les portent toute la journée vraiment, pas jusqu'à aller dormir avec, mais presque quoi. Chara est pas comme ça tout à fait, mais c'est presque ça. Ouais, elle utilise ses glaces tout le temps.
What can you do with speech recognition, and do you have any experience about that? And is it robust? You said that you have to speak slowly when you give orders, so I guess you have also to speak slowly when you dictate a text. But tell us more, please.
Right now, Google has set it up that any explorer shares videos or photos, Glass automatically shares it on the internet with a hashtag called #ThroughGlass. It's one word. And so if I take a picture now and I share it, it asks you, would you like to add a caption? So you click on the caption and it gives you only a few seconds or, a few moments to say what you want to say, and then it'll move on. And what's really funny is watching what it will actually say on that hashtag. So sometimes it gets it right and sometimes it doesn't. With our Meet Glass, it was coming out online. You have to go online to see, what it's saying, and it was coming out Meet Black. I don't know why. I was supposed to be going Meet Glass, and it was printing Meet Black. But it's kind of, comical to watch some of the things that it's printing out that are incorrectly. But if you feel that it didn't recognize correct what you said, you can cancel really quick by swiping down with 2 fingers. And that will cancel out, and then it'll be like, tap for another caption to try again. So you must keep trying again until it gets it, or just let it be funny. If it comes up with something really funny, it's like, okay, go ahead. So yeah. But, Siri is terrible with recognizing voices. Google is really awesome with recognizing voices. And there's something funny now too with Siri. You can ask her about glass and she has major attitude about glass. Yeah, so it's funny. I asked her what she thought of Glass Explorers. She said it's like a horse with a buggy in the front. Yeah, and I told her, what do you think about Google Glass? I don't think. Yeah, so she's fully aware. She'll also maybe tell you, don't blink at me. I'm not going to do anything. It's really cute and, fun and funny. But yeah, she's been set by Apple to respond to the Google Glass questions.
Hello, I was wondering if the speech recognition recognize the accent. For example, if a French guy is taking the Google Glass, is it possible that there is an evolution for the glass to understand our pronunciation?
It was putting private stuff on there. I don't know if you saw that. And I hope the next update, it allows me to delete that stuff. But, yeah, it's great because, a lot of the people that work for Google, the owner himself, I believe, is from Brazil. So it's really used to an accent. I think it just depends on its mood. You might ask Valentine and some people that have tried it with the accent, how it does for them. But from what I've seen, on your cell phone when you go on Google search, it usually understands you. And I myself have never asked Google a question that it didn't answer. And I asked some pretty weird questions, and it always answers my questions. As of right now, it's only available in English, but I'm sure once it's released to the market, it will just be like a moment of setting up your glass and choosing your language and things like that. So.
Oui, pour revenir là-dessus, j'ai testé les glaces vendredi soir pour la première fois. Vous l'avez peut-être entendu quand je parle à Chara, j'ai un accent français à couper au couteau énorme quand je parle anglais. Et donc sur Take a Picture, Record a Video et ces trucs-là, ça va, tout va bien. Sur Google, déjà j'arrivais pas à le faire marcher parce que ça ne comprenait pas Google. Et après quand j'ai réussi à le faire marcher, j'étais là Google something et rien ne comprenait quoi. C'était tout à côté vraiment. Donc j'ai vraiment dû m'appliquer pour ça et vraiment faire des gros efforts sur ma prononciation et ma diction en anglais. Maintenant ça va à peu près. J'arrive à faire des recherches. Tout à l'heure on était chez Europe 1 et on a testé. On a testé quelle taille fait la Tour Eiffel et ça a super bien marché. Bon, ça tombait bien parce que c'était bien le moment chez Europe 1 que les glaces marchent. Et donc là, ouais, ce qu'elle dit, c'est qu'elle joue à Frogger. Donc c'est un jeu c'est un jeu sur Atari, un vieux jeu. Et il faut traverser la route en faisant plusieurs sauts, en évitant les voitures. Et donc le premier soir, elle me dit je joue à Frogger. Donc j'étais là et donc il faut sauter carrément. Donc j'étais là dans la rue, j'ai failli me faire renverser 3 fois par une voiture mais c'était marrant. Ouais. C'est un jeu. Bon là, il y aura pas trop la place pour vous que vous essayez, mais c'est marrant. Ouais.
How fast do you think governments will take decisions about the glasses? I mean, do you think we will be allowed to drive with them, for example?
Currently, the only country who's banned glass is the UK with driving, and they don't even have glass yet. But I drive with my glass, and it's fine. I think if you had an accident, you would have to prove that you was on glass is what caused that accident, you know. So, but as far as America, I'm not even sure that President Obama has heard of Google Glass, and he's kind of, you know, thinking of Syria and Russia and things. So right now we're free reign, except for Google. Google, no porno, no casinos, or they turn off glass. So those are the only 2 rules that I'm aware of right now.
Et donc oui, pour conduire et tout ça, donc elle conduit avec. On a interviewé 25 explorers et disons qu'on en a 50% qui disent oui je conduis avec et c'est pas dangereux, et 50% qui disent ah non surtout pas, c'est très dangereux. Qui croire j'en sais rien. Mais bon, vous allez voir en les testant tout à l'heure que c'est presque aussi rapide que de regarder le rétroviseur. Donc, pour moi, je pense pas que ce soit très dangereux. Après, autant légiférer. Je veux dire, là, elle vous dit qu'elle conduit avec. Ça nous arrive de parler par SMS quand elle conduit aussi. Ce que nous, on ferait pas en France, je suppose, j'espère. Mais en tout cas, de mon point de vue, je pense qu'il faudrait légiférer et les interdire parce que il y a des dérives possibles, quoi. Donc c'est possible de conduire avec en ayant une utilisation modérée. C'est pas dangereux, mais c'est toujours pareil. Le problème, c'est pas la technologie, c'est les gens.
Is there a feature available where you can see all the command lists?
Okay, Glass. There's your command list. It has Google, take picture, record. See, it heard me. But there's your list. And as I said before, you must say what you want specifically that she writes on there. Google told us to call her Magic.
Certains explorers ont relié leur téléphone à des télés, et donc on peut voir. On a vu, nous, pendant nos interviews, quelques explorers nous montrer ce qu'ils voyaient dans les glaces, et c'était bien. Enfin là, moi j'ai testé glace maintenant, donc on se rend bien compte qu'une image sur un grand écran ou même sur un petit écran ou peu importe, ça a rien à voir avec ce qu'on voit dans les glaces réellement. C'est juste un aperçu du display et ça a rien à voir vraiment avec ce qu'on a.
I read an article where they say that Google want to add a new feature in their advertising sector. For the advertising sector, where it's called paper gaze. So they want to charge the advertising agency every time you look at an ad in the street.
Bon, elle fait non, parce qu'en fait, c'est un des gros préjugés sur Glass, c'est que c'est tout le temps en train d'enregistrer, ce qui n'est pas du tout le cas. C'est-à-dire que là, Glass ne sait pas ce qu'elle regarde. Donc, si Glass savait ce qu'elle regardait en ce moment, ça voudrait dire qu'elle serait en train d'utiliser sa caméra et sa batterie durerait 15 minutes tout le temps, quoi. Donc c'est vraiment pas possible, pas pour l'instant en tout cas.
What could be your advice to launch a business as an entrepreneur for the coming months? Contact Google directly to make the buzz? What could be the good idea?
Well, most of the things are kind of banned that would be big business for Glass, but I don't know. You know, Glass is just incorporated to everyday life, but I'm sure once it reaches the market, it's gonna be psycho. You know, because millions of people already are masters in their fields, and they will implement glass in that manner, and so it will be very interesting. One thing that I'm really interested in is being able to share your eyes with the world through the YouTube, instantly uploading in a second. I think it will either bring the world together as a whole, or it may separate the text and the non-text. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool to think someone in an instant can see something happen and share it on YouTube with the entire world. And you know, when that happens, people get angry and they take sides, and so actually the world's gonna know if they see it on the YouTube what happened, and it doesn't matter what country you're in. You know, hey, this is what I captured on my YouTube through my eyes that happened to me. Because essentially, you know, some of the countries don't even have radios or newspapers. So you really, if you live in that country, you don't know what's going on in the news. But if you're sharing instantly yourself, the YouTube, you're putting out there the news and what's happening and what's going on, which then people will start implementing laws and maybe go get them in trouble, or you know, what may have you. I know the other day on YouTube, there were two 15-year-olds that put a cat in the microwave, and the police went right to their house off that YouTube and arrested them for animal cruelty. So there may be a lot of people in jail for what they're going to share quickly on YouTube, but I just find that fascinating for any country to instantly put what's going on, because in a lot of countries, there's a lot of things that we're not aware of, you know, like in Africa and Syria. Can you imagine if those Syrians had glass that was instantly uploading on YouTube? Maybe we, you know, I don't want to talk about war, but would have went there faster or quicker. If you watch a mother with her child dying of chemical, you know, taking breaths and that sort of thing's very sad to watch. But then the world would be able to see it if they have glass and instantly share through YouTube what they saw in their glass. And that makes the whole world excited or hurt, or emotions start flowing then. So, it's interesting.
Pour répondre à votre question, en fait, rapidement, pour donner un conseil à des gens qui utiliseraient les glaces en entrepreneuriat, nous, c'est un peu ce qu'on fait, en fait. Et donc, on a contacté Google. Google France a aucune directive de Google Monde pour aider des projets de ce type en France. Par contre, le Google Support, le Glass Support, en fait, les aide beaucoup. C'est-à-dire que elle développe une application de karaoké, comme elle vous l'a dit tout à l'heure, sur les glaces. Elle n'est pas passée par Google, mais 99% des explorers qui développent passent par Google, et Google donc leur fournit vraiment du matériel, même des serveurs pour tester leurs applications. Ils les aident vraiment presque de A à Z à lancer leur business avec Glass, parce que évidemment c'est dans leur intérêt d'avoir un écosystème à la sortie des glaces en 2015.
I was wondering about the security. What's happened if I lend it to a friend or to my family?
As far as a glass explorer, we are promised that we wouldn't lend the glass out. We're not allowed to lend the glass out. And that's basically because Google replaces it on a dime. They got 110% customer service. So it's really not fair if I give my glass away and they broke it, and then Google's replacing it. You know, it's just a continuous back and forth. So, but as far as privacy goes, Google has a GPS in there. It's under the My Glass app. So if someone walks up to me somewhere and rips my glass off my face, Google's going to deactivate it instantly, and possibly GPS where it went, or just cut it off. So it's not, whoever steals the glass isn't going to be able to see anything about you. And it actually has, as I was told, some type of sensor to know that it was jerked off your face to instantly shut the glass down for privacy reasons. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that made a lot of glass explorers feel better, because they were like, I don't want nobody to rip my glass off my face and take off running. You know, so one of the glass explorers, I'm not sure if I mentioned, put glass on eBay just to see how much it would bring, and it brought $110,000 as it is. And the ones that have been turned off and disconnected from the Gmail are bringing around $8,000. So yeah, it's interesting. And all the information about glass is public. Like, I know I have several people with Apple following me. That's cool, that's fine. But, you know. Yeah.
Donc voilà, donc je suis désolé pour ceux qui n'ont pas posé leurs questions. Merci. Donc voilà Joss, ils reviennent tout trempés d'avoir été chercher le champagne. Donc on va vous libérer, allez voir Chara, elle sera ravie de vous faire tester ses glaces. Je vais laisser parler Joss une seconde.
Oui, donc je suis fatigué. Je voulais juste faire un petit remerciement quand même, parce que bon, faut en faire un. Valentin et moi, ça fait 2 mois et demi qu'on bosse dessus à fond, qu'on dort pas beaucoup. Là, cette semaine est une semaine marathon. Je pense que sur les 2 derniers jours, on a dormi environ 8 heures. Je voulais remercier quand même Chara d'être venue nous voir quand même, parce que sans elle, on n'aurait pas pu faire grand-chose. Je voulais aussi remercier quand même Aurélien Fache, sans qui quand même, voilà. Je remercie bien sûr Faber Novel pour nous... Oui, voilà, mais j'arrive. Voilà, je remercie bien sûr Faber Novel pour le lieu, pour la chance qu'ils nous ont donnée. Je remercie surtout aussi la Web School Factory, qui quand même nous accompagne. Notre directeur est caché là-bas au fond. Je remercie aussi Nicolas Loubet, qui n'était pas là aujourd'hui, et qui nous a accompagnés quand même pendant 2 mois et demi, 24 heures sur 24, c'est qu'à le dire. Voilà. Je remercie aussi Dagotier, qui a tweeté ce soir pour nous, quand même. Nous avons aussi quand même Antoine Duchamp, qui est dans le coin, qui se cache, qui est de la WSF, et qui a pris toutes les photos ce soir et qui fera des interviews si vous voulez. Donc voilà, je tenais à le remercier aussi parce qu'il est là bénévolement et gentiment. Voilà. Et sinon, peut-être remercier nos parents qui nous supportent depuis 2 mois. Je pense que c'est important de le faire. Voilà.
Eh bien, allez voir Chara et testez les glaces et amusez-vous bien.